Hello, welcome to Ahmad tutorials number 2. This will be going through the second question, and this one is different in a way because we're not going to be using actually any Pythagorean theorem or area. We will only be using radicals for this time, so let me highlight that for you. So we will only be doing radicals this time, nothing else. And let me read the question. The question is, the volume of the cylinder is 356 meters cubed, and the formula for the volume of a cylinder is volume equals pi r squared times height. So it gives us a formula right off the bat. The radius can be represented by x and the height by 4x. Determine the value of x. You don't have to rationalize this one. Okay, so we don't need to rationalize that. If you heard that vibration, that is you. Okay, I'll put on silent because vibration didn't work. Okay, so let's put down, I didn't mean to do that. Let's put down the formula that it gave us, because that's going to be a huge key part in solving this equation. And so that is volume equals pi. Forgive me on my pi, but it's not going to look nice. There, that's my pi. Pi r, there you go, r squared, and times that by height. Okay, as we read through the question, the radius can be represented by x. So this right here is going to be x, okay? And the height by 4x. So our height is 4x. And also in the beginning, it already tells us our volume. So we literally have all this, have all the things it's telling us right now. So this one is very easy since it's telling us what we can do. So we put our volume, because we know we have that, 356. That's our volume. And that's going to equal pi r squared and h. Actually, no, that's dumb. So why would I do that? No. Let's get rid of that. Because, like I said, we already know that our r is x. So let's just put it as that. Because it's smart to do. 2. And our h is 4x. So let's write that down. 4x. Okay. See, what we're trying to find now is the value of x, because we don't know what it is. We don't know what that is. And so, how we go about doing that? Well, first, let's look at this. X squared and 4x, they look like they could be, they look like they have something in common. And that would be x. They both have an x. And so what we can do is, let me just write this out again. Kind of annoying, but I'll just do it. 356 pi pi. And what we can do is we can do x squared. Okay, x squared multiplied. I'll give it an underline to make sure you know that it's. that this right here is going to be multiplied by 4x. Okay, and so x squared times 4x, that is 4x cubed. So let's write that down. So 356 equals pi. There we go. Pi 4x cubed. Look at that. We made that smaller. See, instead of having three things right here, like in the beginning, we only now have 2. Makes it smaller, makes it easier. Next, what we need to do is we obviously need to find x. That's the main goal from the beginning. And to do that, we need to isolate it. So let's do that. So 356 pi. I'm just gonna do this for emphasis on like what we're doing, just so you know, because this right here, if they're right beside each other, that means multiplication, no matter what. There's no plus, there's no minus, there's no division symbol, there's no fraction going on, So if they're right beside each other, it basically means this. So that's what I'm drawing for the emphasis on that. So 4x. Oh, sorry, not x. Times x cubed. Let me show that. There you go. Times. Just so you know. There you go. And that's x3. Yeah. Okay, so pi times 4 times x3. So we want to isolate it. And so what can we do to isolate it? Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So we would divide it by pi times 4. Pi times 4 to cancel out that. And so from one side, we do to the other. And so we'd have 360, 355, 356. Yeah, 356 times 4. And so we can make that cleaner. Just put it up here to show you what it fully looks like now. We isolated x finally. So now we have pi right here, and times that by 4. There we go, and that's equal x cubed. Now, we are really close to solving this. We're a couple more steps and then we'll be done. So, what we need to do is we need to cube root it to get rid of the exponential, which is 3. Oh, that does not look like a good 3. There you go. And this is going to be hard, but it's fine. And I'm just going to put a 3 there. And so we are going to have this 3, 5, 6. By the way, it's in the entire fraction. 3, 5, 6, and pi times 4. Pi times 4. Pi times 4 equals x. Look at that. We now have x by itself. But we have this side to deal with now. So there is something we can do to this side, and that is obviously we can divide if you haven't noticed. See, 4 can go into 356. So we could do that. So we could do 4 into 356. So 4 right here. 356. That's going to equal, well, 3 into 4, that can't happen. So now, how about 35? Well, we could do 32 if we times it by 8. 4 times 8 is 32. So let's put an 8. So we get an 8 at top. By the way, I'm doing this without a calculator just in case Miss Garrett is mean. So, yeah, let's not, this is all done without a calculator, by the way. No calculations whatsoever with the calculator. I did go over it with a calculator later, but just to make sure all the math is correct and everything, and it is. But yeah, this was done without a calculator, and so 32 minus 35, that leaves us with 3 left over. We bring down the 6, and that gives us 36. And what we could do is 4 times 9 is 36, and we get 89. And so since we get 36 minus 36 is 0. So 0 remainder. That's good. So we would have our thing. We'd have our. Here we go again. So 3 cubed. And we'd have 3, 5, 6. Not 3, 5, 6. I apologize. Literally, I divided to. It's fine. We get 89 because from right here, from the division we just did right there, we just made that complicated. We got that from that, and pi. And before you ask, why am I not rationalizing it? Because obviously you can still rationalize it. But it says in the question, you don't need to rationalize this one. You don't have to, because it's pi, and why would you want to rationalize pi cubed? That does not seem fun at all. And so that leaves us with an answer of 3 cubed 89 over pi equals x. And so what it wants from the start is the radius. We wanted to know the radius. And the radius is, this is the answer. I'm just going to write it again, but this time in its actual form. 89 pi equals x. There you go. And that's how you solve this question. More tame than than the last one, I feel like, because you only had to do 2 things. You had to do I totally forgot to put it down, but I'll just say at the end, you have to use the formula, the volume of a cylinder formula, which we did in radicals for this one. Instead of using Pythagorean and area and radicals, this one was more easier, more tame. And if there is one like this, it shouldn't be too hard, especially if it's one like this, since you don't need to rationalize it. And I will see you in the next tutorial.